What's up, guys? Welcome to this episode of Uncut. And today, fresh new year. So I was like, I need a fresh face, someone who's going to give me a cleanse, someone who we could like talk shit with. So I brought on the senior communications director at GLAAD, Tony Morrison. What's up, baby?
Hi, Jeff.
Look how cute you look.
Cute and uncut.
Are you?
Ah!
Let's get down to it. Are you or aren't you?
I am. I'm a proud uncut. Bottom.
Oh, we didn't ask that part, but since you wanted to get there, let's get there.
Listen, I was a top in 2024. We're trying new things.
Were you?
Your face. Wow.
I never would have.
The shaming.
Okay, so you topped into. Well, you do go for younger.
Ah!
Let's just start there.
Raw. Next question.
Okay, so you love younger.
Wow.
You do.
I don't love
You
younger.
look young because you fuck young.
Jeff.
Does GLAAD approve this message?
It's
I
been
think
so
they
nice
would.
joining you today.
I think this has been a great 2 minutes. Okay, before I get into all my deep dark questions, actually no, let's just get into it.
Oh my God.
Okay, let's start off with a game. How do you feel?
Let's go.
Let's
I'm
just
ready.
kick it off. This game is called the Gray Area Game. So we're just gonna really get to know each other pretty quick, as if I don't already know you. But okay, so I'm gonna give a scenario, and we're gonna
Okay.
discuss how you feel about it.
What kind of scenarios? Oh,
So,
okay.
first one, do you think straight people should be allowed to play gay roles? Should gay people be allowed to play straight roles?
I feel like this is an age-old question for the era that we are in.
You are miscommunications.
Miscommunication.
This is your
Yes.
world.
And yes, to be clear, also my role at GLAAD. GLAAD is the national nonprofit focused on media representation for the LGBTQ community. So just for the landscape and understanding, you have like your national org, say like HRC does legislation, policy, Trevor Project.
Everyone's got a job.
Everybody's got a job, has a lane. We work together. We're all sisters. But, you know, Trevor Project has their direct service for mental health for youth. GLAAD can create content and experiences around policy, around mental health. But everybody has their own spaces, and GLAAD is the only national nonprofit servicing for the queer community around media representation. So TV,
Yes.
film, how we're seen. GLAAD's role is to advise and to equip storytellers. So leading into this great first question, Jeff.
Yep, we're going for it.
Okay, so my personal opinion on this matter is it's purely based on the story.
Yeah.
Because you can have a compelling story, compelling cinema, and also have shitty representation.
That's correct,
in that
yeah.
story. You can have shitty cinema and a bad plot, but have good representation. So it depends on the story for me. You have. Now we're naming names.
I mean, I get it because literally I was
Yes.
sitting here thinking about this and I was like, you know what? Like, if it makes sense for a gay person to play a gay role, then they should play the gay role because maybe,
Yeah.
like, if I cast you for something, maybe whatever, I don't
Yeah.
know, your storyline is, maybe you resonate with that storyline.
Totally. And
So, like, I think in that world, it makes sense. Like, I
Yeah.
can't play a trans character because I've never been trans. I'm not trans, you know?
completely.
So I
And
think
we'll get
it
into
makes
this, I'm
sense.
sure. But it's
Yeah.
like, if you're going to have conversations about queer or trans people, they should be part of the conversation. They should be, if we're not casting them, they should be really close to the production of that story, the creation of that story, or executive producing that story, etc. You know?
I hear that.
It's about story and impact for me.
I'm agreeing with professional Tony.
Next question.
Okay, next one. This one I feel some type of way about.
Okay.
So, should gay people work at corporations who don't support their rights? For example, Chick-fil-A, Home Depot, Equinox, etc.
No. This podcast is going to get me in
I
trouble.
mean, I think it doesn't make sense when gay people are like, "Oh my God, how could you do this?" And it's like, bitch, everybody gives their money to someone. Like, I won't lie, I do love Chick-fil-A. Like, I go. And if I'm hungry and it's at the airport, I'm fucking eating Chick-fil-A.
I mean, it's hard to turn down a great product
Yes.
like
The nugs.
sweet tea
Yeah.
and waffle fries.
Oh, she knows the menu.
I get it. I also grew
Yeah.
up in Florida, so
Yeah.
I am a
You get both
chain
sides, yeah.
restaurant connoisseur.
Mhm.
I think, I think you were just saying like a job's a job for a lot of people, right? And the politics of a corporation may not be first on the list of issues or challenges if you are needing income.
Yeah.
I'm friends with a lot of queer people who work for anti-LGBTQ functioning
course. I mean, yeah, it's like-
corporations.
You can't choose where your CEO wants to spend their money.
Completely.
Unfortunately.
And, you know, I've been in a seat also where you're working at a great company and they turn more anti-LGBTQ based on the leadership changes.
Yeah.
So you either stay with those companies to make ends meet. And then I know quite a few gays out there who are trying to, you know, lead the charge in changing the organization from the inside out. As someone who worked in corporate media, when I was at Good Morning America,
Yeah.
I started our ERG for queer journalists. That was the first LGBTQ resource group for queer journalists in network TV at the time. And it wasn't because there was a lack or the company or the network was anti-LGBTQ,
Yeah.
but there was a need for community in that
Always, yeah.
space. And I was just the gay who rallied.
And
the
you were
troops
like,
at
let's
the
just
time.
all get together.
That's me.
And you did it.
Completely.
And then you quit.
Ah.
So I feel like I've known you and you like every 2 years, I'm like, oh, where's she going to be this year?
Oh my gosh, I'm always onto something.
But it's good. You are a man in demand.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you heard it
Love.
here first.
Okay, I have 3 more. So
my
it only
gosh.
gets worse.
Okay.
Okay, if gay people want to be welcomed in straight bars, should straight people be welcomed in gay bars?
Obviously.
See, I think no.
Really?
Yeah. Like I
Jeff,
hate.
I'm an equal opportunist.
Okay, I think if like there's a group of girls who want to have their bachelorette party and they're like, we're going to this gay bar.
Yeah.
It's not like your time or place. Like we don't want to see you there.
I
Like,
do agree. You have to read
imagine-
the room, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna like talk shit, but like Playhouse, for example, used to be a gay establishment. Now I would never even
I
think
recently
to
heard
go
about
there.
this. I had no idea. It
It's
turned into
filled
like
with women. Filled with women.
I heard it turned into like a little NYU bar, which is
Yeah.
great for NYU, but that was for us.
It was for the gays, and they infiltrated, and that's cool too.
Well, on that real quick, I
Yeah.
think people forget like the origin story of gay or queer bars as a safe space because not gay or queer bars and spaces were and are for many people not safe. So I think for straight people who go out to straight bars,
Yeah.
you're not going there for a safe space. You're going for like
Fine bitches.
wings and a hookup.
Yeah. Listen, I love getting fingered in a dirty bar, you know?
You too?
But not work happy
Oh my
hours.
God, Dad's here.
Okay, so basically we disagree on this one. You think everyone can go anywhere, and I think keep the straight people out of like imagine straight people at the Eagle. You know? There's a time and place for these things.
They're there. Let me tell you.
Have you experienced?
Redacted.
I should have
Next
brought
question,
this
Jeff.
about like I should have made you sign a paper. Anything you say can and will be used against you, and you can't have any takebacks.
Your next part with me is gonna be a lie detector test.
Yeah, I was
probably.
oh imagine
Oh,
that.
no.
I think there is something on the floor over there that looks
I
mechanical.
just get shocked.
Yeah, it probably feels
Oh my
good.
God.
Okay, next one. How do you feel about straight guys getting hired as bartenders at gay bars?
Man. Well, how do I answer this question?
Well, you got to think of something.
I hate it because don't take my number
Yeah,
and then like not meet me up after your shift and tell me that you're straight.
that's fair.
Like why?
That's a bad one.
Yeah.
So there's straight bartenders who ask for your number, but then they don't hit you up.
Yeah, or just continue the conversation, but then like
Oh,
why?
yeah, literally.
Why?
Why?
However, I've never met a straight at a gay bar bartending with their shirt off that I didn't like.
That is correct.
They're very kind, very sweet. They know their audience. They know what they're doing.
I do think it's partially because gays will give their friends all free drinks.
Completely.
So I think it's more like hire the straight guy because there's no like.
And the
they're
gays tip,
hot.
y'all. The
They're
gays
hot.
tip.
The gays fucking tip.
Yes.
They do tip.
Yeah.
But like, okay, actually, let's talk about this. If you got a $20 drink, how much do you tip?
Oh my gosh. Well, I tip like a standard 20% personally.
I think I just throw
But
like $2 on $20.
If it's someone I know, and this is the challenge with being the community affairs gay.
Yeah.
And
she's known in the streets. Just so you know.
I'll tip a friend 10 on 20.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I think if a friend gives me a discount, then I'm doing like a 10 on a 20. If it's like multiple drinks and they got me like a shot and stuff. But like if the bill comes as a bill,
right,
I'm not gonna like, you know,
well, here's
give me 2 for 1 at Olive Garden. I'll give you an extra tip, you know?
Completely. But also, here, secrets of Tony Morrison are coming out. If I'm paying $20 for a drink, it wasn't from a bartender or someone or staff that I know. It wasn't one drink.
Correct. But some places you go to actually do cost $20 a drink.
You know the craziest thing I do at bars and restaurants is I order off menu.
Why?
Not even just trying to be like crazy, but if I'm at like I was at the Smith quite recently.
Great mac and cheese.
Great mac and cheese. Great menu. Many options. And I don't know what came over me, but I was like, can you see if the chef can make a little house cacio e pepe?
No, they have?
And everybody at the table was like, what the fuck are you doing?
They have that?
No, they do not.
Yo, that's wild because that takes
so
a minute with like the saucy.
Yeah, with like.
Wow.
The problem is they do these things for me.
So you just like manifest like someone help me like.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know, like I would love a little Smith burger, but I'm really feeling.
But she's fit. She don't need a Smith burger.
Girl.
She needs some cacio e pepe.
Fresh from the kitchen.
Okay, last one. This is kind of dark. If straight guys get called pervs for asking girls how big their tits are, should gay people be called pervs for asking guys how big their dicks are?
You do this on the straight, though.
Yeah.
It's just not my kind of content, Jeff, personally.
What do you mean? Look where you are.
I would rather men show me for themselves.
Okay. So you think asking is inappropriate?
What are you asking for?
I said, is it
the perfect fit?
I think I just curiosity.
Okay.
How often do you walk down the street and you look at someone and you're like, I just know it's big?
If they're wearing gray sweatpants.
And that's only when they wear gray sweatpants?
I mean, I definitely look.
I feel like I go to the gym. I can like gauge. I'm like big, small, basic. I can just see it.
Can you gauge size by someone's attitude?
That's a good question.
See, now we're getting into the data reconciliation of this. That's what I'm interested in, the numbers.
I think no.
Interesting.
Because I think I have a lot of friends. Like, I know where all my friends size up. Okay, I'll ask you this question.
Because
you
would
know
think
my
that's
friend
all
group.
I'm going to think about if I
You know my friend group, basically, ish.
Yes.
So out of like 5, 6 of us, where do you think I would fall on the list of big to smallest in the friend group? 1 to 6, where do I fall?
I'm trying to also, because I'm going to have to answer how and why I think this.
Oh, no, I'm scared.
Oh my God.
Okay, I need a sip of water.
I would say you're probably on the bigger end of the spectrum.
And why do you think this? And why do you say this?
Because I think you tend to wear looser fitting pants.
So you're referring to my gray sweatpants?
Next question, Jeffrey.
I would say I am number 2 in the friend group.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
2 out of the 6.
So we're gonna sign off here.
Yeah.
And
or you could pay $12.99. Either or, people.
Oh God.
Okay, wait. You didn't answer my question, so it's bad.
I think. Well, what was the question?
Like
is it
we shouldn't be
pervy or is it
yeah,
bad?
like we should. Like if straight guys can't ask girls how big are your tits without like getting called out, then as gay men should we not be asking guys how big their dicks
I think
are?
if you can apply purpose to your question and your line of questioning, go for it.
I think you should know if a guy is like down with it.
Yeah.
Like not to say someone's ever asking for it, because no one's ever asking for it. But you could tell when someone's like open to the conversations and questions.
Totally.
That if I wouldn't just go up to somebody if I didn't think they were down for the bit.
Fair.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if I saw like a Hasidic Jew, I'm not gonna go up to the man and say, "How big are you?" You know, time and place. Time and
Hopefully.
place.
Read the room.
Yes, read the room, people, before you ask such a question. Okay,
Wow.
that was such a great game.
Great warm up.
Now you could breathe, right?
Woo. Woo.
Now we can talk about whatever we want,
Great.
and now you're not scared. He walked in, he was like, "Oh my god, cameras!" I'm like, "Bitch, you do this for a job."
Literally.
Like-
well, we were talking also before we started that I'm used to being behind the camera, production, making people like you look good.
Like
On
barely
camera.
though. Like you always like yes, you do make people look good, but like you always are posting yourself at these things, and you are in the videos,
I like
and
to
you
be
do.
part of the operation. You know?
Wait, I know we're throwing a curveball, but you started a new thing that involves you as a face, correct?
Wait, which part?
Like, didn't you start like a new like? Oh wait, what are you talking about? It's
I'm always starting
we
something
were so,
new.
I was a little drunk.
were
We were
we?
talking about you were starting something, and you were interviewing people about. So I guess you're not doing that.
Oh my gosh. We'll cut that part out.
Maybe she had a drunk.
Well, I am relaunching my digital series, Truth Be Told.
Okay, so that's what it was.
as a
yes.
podcast.
Okay.
Yes. And it comes from asking people about what their truth is and overcoming adversity. When I became really transparent about my story, what took me back was how interested people were about my story.
Yeah.
People who are not in the queer community, and how just like your story is the one thing that people cannot take from you. So
But you know what it is? I feel like people don't even realize we all kind of like share a similar interest of some sort.
Yeah.
And I feel like people forget where it's like, I could go to like Missouri and meet some man. I don't know how we're going to relate, but there's something we will share common ground on.
completely, yeah.
And gay people, we all share something. We all had to come out. We all suck a dick. So we're more relatable than you think, but we still
It was
act like we're
feeling
above certain
othered.
people.
Yes.
You know?
Completely.
So I think that's good that you're doing that.
I love that I'm giving the corporate answers and vernacular here.
Yeah, like you're literally in like multiple layers. I'm like, do you want to undo a button?
Oh my
Do you
god.
wanna-
Maybe to take this off a little bit.
When
or-
I was like
Yeah.
getting ready today, I was like, maybe I'll wear. And I was like, I'm gonna wear a sweater.
Ah.
I was like, I'm gonna be corporate Jeff.
This is corporate job.
Yeah, if I had a corporate job, this is probably what I would wear.
Great.
Right?
Yes.
Like I'm covered. You could still see some tit, but it's like subtle.
yeah.
And it's corporate Jeff.
I love it.
Yeah.
We're on a journey.
Good thing we're not looking for a job. I would literally lose my mind. Okay, so let me ask you, because
Yeah.
you have been at GLAAD for how long?
A little over 2 years.
Okay, and you were
Yeah.
at Good Morning America
I was at
before
Good Morning
that.
America Before, yeah.
You were also at.
I was at CNN before that.
Yeah, bitch. She
The
likes
TV
she likes
girly.
the TV, but so scared of a camera. Okay, well, as someone who works with gays all the time,
Yeah.
do you find other gay people to be supportive of other gay people? Let's say
The short answer is yes.
you do.
But it's fascinating to me how I've found the most support for our community in the work that I am doing now from allies and people who can see through their privilege
Yeah.
and help marginalized communities or lend their voice, like lend their story, like whatever. So I found and I was gonna say alarming amount, but I found a considerable amount of support from people who are not within the community, who understand their role in helping advance, I don't know, human race.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm agreeing with you because obviously my perspective's from social media.
Yeah.
So I find like some of my biggest fans, if you will, and like actual supporters who like someone leaves a rude comment, the girls go hard for the gays.
Yes.
The girls are like your biggest fans. Like I need more girls.
Yeah.
who follow me are in my space because the girls are crazy. Gay people are like, the minute you say something wrong or like anything, they will just pounce.
A lot of opinions.
Or they get jealous.
Yes.
Or they're just nasty and they'll be like, oh my God, you got so old this year. And I'm like, what?
That happens to you?
Like, they just are nasty.
Yeah. I will say I'm a big hit with moms.
I could see that for you.
Yeah. Huge hit with moms. Moms love me.
And we're talking about like on social media.
In general.
Okay. Yeah. I was there. We talking about like guys you date and then like you meet the mom and they're like, oh my God, I love him.
That too, definitely.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like a mom would like, but he's so cute and
Moms
adorable.
love me. Yes.
Like you would like show up with like flowers and wine and be like, hey girl.
Correct.
Yeah. That's
and
you.
I cook.
Oh, I didn't know this about you.
And I cook, guys.
Cacio e pepe.
I love a good house cacio.
Yeah. It's bitch. It's out of the fucking jar. She could boil the pasta. She's not making the fucking sauce.
Oh my God.
Okay, so you find gay people supportive.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Gay people, if you're listening, be more supportive because I think you can be cunty as fuck.
I think a lot of like community affairs can come down to thinking like, what can other queer people or what can my queer nonprofits do for me?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where a lot of like the clashing may come from, to where if we see ourselves helping a certain person or a certain sub-community, another sect of that community feels left out.
Yes.
So that's where a lot of I think the
like everyone just wants to feel seen in some aspect.
completely.
And that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as a senior director at GLAAD,
That's me.
how do you think the media currently, because I come from a world where I feel like when I thought of gay people,
Yeah.
and somebody in this room who helps with the podcast would probably agree, there's a narrative that gets shown of gay previously. And it was
Completely.
always like a terrifying image of maybe someone in heels and as like a straight father or something would
Or
be
they
like,
die.
I don't want this for you, right? Like
Yeah.
you're going to get AIDS, you're going to wear makeup,
Completely.
you're going to have this annoying ass voice, you're going to start all the drama on all the reality TV shows, you're going to... So like, how do you think in your profession you've changed that narrative?
Yeah, I mean, I've only been doing this work at GLAAD for the last 2.5 years. But
Yeah.
GLAAD has been around. This year we celebrate 40 years
Long
of
time.
activism and advocacy. And GLAAD, like many LGBTQ movement groups, started in the throes of the HIV/AIDS crisis when no one cared about the gays, no one cared about queer people, no one really cared about drag. There was a lot of rampant, defamation and misinformation, sound familiar, about gay people. And all this to say, the nonprofits really came together out of a need and necessity for the community to stand strong together. GLAAD's work, as I was explaining earlier, is specifically on representation in media, in the content media we consume today. That's advertising, publishing, gaming, like anything that we consume. That sort of GLAAD space, and that's a lot of space to cover, right? And when it comes to representation, there's representation, and then there's representation that we actually want to see in the world, right?
Facts.
So to what you are referencing just now, there's a lot of queer tropes of where love stories don't succeed, a lot of hiding in the closet just to make it, or being shoved back into the closet, inaccurate representation of queer people.
It's almost like the straight perception of what they think gay people are.
Completely.
And I think it is sometimes good to showcase, because it's almost like if you look at a list of people who create a show or movie, and then they're all straight, but there was a gay character because they were trying to be like woke or whatever the fuck they thought they were doing. You can see and be like, oh wow, like this is how they think gay people are. Like, and it's interesting to see that perception, because you're like, this is why we need to be doing these things, because people don't understand that like gay people can like football. Yeah, gay people also might want to wear heels and fuck around, but that doesn't mean that's what you do every day. We might do it like one night to fuck around because it's your birthday.
And that's just one singular experience.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So GLAAD's role is to uplift all queer experiences, which are infinite and diverse. which is a tall order, especially in the world that we live in. So I just want to take you through like just TV as an example. When GLAAD started tracking and counting queer characters on TV, like 30, 40 years ago, there were maybe like a dozen
That's crazy.
characters across all of TV at the time. Today, there's over 600. And not to say that GLAAD is responsible for that, but GLAAD is the only nonprofit group that is counting, holding media accountable, and quote unquote scoring pieces of representation and titles to whether they're appropriate and legitimate. And GLAAD really serves as a space and entity that equips and partners with storytellers. So we're not the ones telling the story, but yeah, we're actively working with newsrooms across all levels or TV and film studios, reading through scripts and helping folks get there in terms of like what is appropriate.
Like just add in a
representation, you know? And just because something is not GLAAD approved doesn't make it bad story, but GLAAD is definitely the accountability holder and the I guess I would say the gold standard in queer storytelling because of the body of work that GLAAD is.
Well, also, like, nobody does what you guys do.
Completely.
So I feel like it's like in its own world. Like, not to say you have no competition, but like you are the only ones who are doing that.
Yeah.
So
we're the only ones publishing research reports that tracks characters. We're the ones counting characters. We're the only ones that work with all production levels to make sure that when a story gets over the finish line, that it's good on the community and it's accurate and fair. I used the word scoring earlier. We do a lot of scoring per se when we are in GLAAD Media Awards era.
Which is approaching.
Which is now.
I was going to say. Yeah,
we'll be releasing the nominees
for
this year. And for me, like again, like personal opinion here, when I'm quote unquote scoring a film or a show, it's elements like, does the queer character die? Do they make it? That's my first litmus of like, is this the kind of representation I would like to see in the world? And is this a kind of story that will build up the community versus take us a few steps back? And
I get it.
Yeah, representation is, you know, how you see yourself in the world affects how you show up in the world.
So deep.
But how you show up in the world.
So deep-ish. So deep.
Yes.
It's cute.
Completely.
It's cute.
Yeah.
Are you watching Squid Games?
No, I haven't started it.
Okay, so
I'm so late on all these.
I get it.
I have to watch all the queer inclusive films first.
A new queer character.
I did know about this.
So yeah, I'm not gonna give away what happens to the queer character, but I thought it was crazy that in a Korean show that they included that.
Well, there was an industry headline recently about how, I'm going to flub that, creator, director, or someone high level working with Squid Game said that they had a, quote, really tough time finding trans people to cast for the show. And to that, I would say, did you call GLAAD?
Yes. No.
So it's those elements of like, when we see industry headlines out there, it's like, please call us. Because
so if anyone listening wants to make a movie and include,
like, honestly,
a queer character,
insert any other marginalized group,
or just hire me.
Would that headline be appropriate? Couldn't find a Black person for this role or for this cast. That's crazy.
Okay, so I would say network-wise, I think 2. Okay. I'll give you streaming, and then I'll give you actually network television. Right. I think Bravo crushes.
Obviously.
I think like they do everything for the gays. They're like they just know their audience so well.
Yeah.
And they're so in it with like the pop culture and just I just think they do such a good job.
Yeah. Well, I think Bravo has always been queer coded, and obviously all things Andy, obviously. Love you, Andy. The new breath of life and programming that's washed over Bravo TV as of late has been really cool to see, and they are leading the way in terms of in that reality space, better representing the audiences and consumers who watch the network.
Watch the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then from a streaming, I mean, I know this is so basic, but I would say probably Netflix.
Yeah.
Because like I think they literally have so many different ways of like, I don't know, they'll be like LGBTQ shows for you. Like they tailor your experience.
I think by sheer volume of content, Netflix, a streamer like Netflix has a duty of care
Yeah.
to represent the people who are consuming and watching that content.
And their head of social media is a gay.
They're there in corporate media.
Yeah.
The gays are there.
Do you know him?
Probably.
Yeah. I was going to say. When I go to LA,
We all
he has
know
like a
each
second
other.
bedroom, and I'm like, I'm coming to stay. I'm working with
Oh my
Snapchat.
gosh. I do have to give props to the multicultural team, PR team at Netflix, because they are rock stars and they're working around the clock to make sure that queer media is part of the conversation with these queer shows, because it's, again, like just by sheer volume, it's so much.
Yeah, no, it's so much.
That team does an incredible job.
I think they even started like putting games to their shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is wild that like, you're literally like making a whole experience out of like Queer Eye or whatever fucking show it is. Like, it's wild.
And obviously it's working, so.
Yeah, because I'm such a gamer. love my Queer Eye Netflix game. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
I do not. Okay, so from your job though, you obviously like work on different things and representation, things like that. What's one thing that you really think needs like change about queer media right now?
Where's Tracy Gilchrist when I need her? My holding space diva.
I was like, wait, why did I just like draw a blank for a second? That's embarrassing.
Did you know I'm part of
should
this
I-
story?
Should I go like this?
Yes.
Oh, zoom in.
Holding space.
Yeah, oh wait, I was gonna say we're kind of giving, but
oh, a little bit.
you are green and I am rosacea pink.
In your face.
In my face, yeah. Glinda pink.
Well, you know I'm part of that whole thing.
I did not know, but
So Tracy,
Okay.
holding space diva, was referencing my Instagram posts about posting the lyrics of Defying Gravity.
who
so
knew?
I am the originator of holding space.
But are you getting a cut of all the t-shirts?
No, it's all flowers to Tracy. She's an icon. She's been doing this work for decades.
Baby girl deserves.
But also, that clip was insane.
I love it.
There
It's
were
so good.
15 things that happened in that clip that just like made social media implode.
You want to know the crazy thing I saw about Wicked was the amount of money Mariah Carey lost in December because everybody was listening to Wicked instead.
I'm sure Mariah's just fine.
I'm sure she's fine, but that doesn't mean she didn't still lose like a quick mill because of Wicked. Like that's wild.
Well, we have to do it all over again this year. Wicked Part 2.
Mariah, I hope you got a good savings, baby. Part 2's coming
Oh
up.
my God. Wait, what was the question? You asked me something.
We were talking
deviated
about
to holding space.
We were talking about what's something you think needs to change within queer media.
Yes. Like representation wise, or well, here's the thing, especially in news, because this is my background, I come from news, we need more queer and trans journalists on the air, on camera. We cannot continue having roundtable conversations about trans people without a trans person present. And caveat, like one trans person doesn't represent the entire community.
Well, that's
just
like also
one
like
slice
an
of-
umbrella that there's so many.
Completely, but we cannot
caveats of
continue
it,
like
yeah.
debating trans people and debating misinformed things, facts, alternative
When
facts.
no one on the news can talk about it because they've never
when you've
experienced
not
it.
even like
That's fair.
talked
That
to
makes
a
sense.
trans person. So more queer and trans people telling queer and trans stories is what we need, which does dovetail back to your first question about the fairness of queer trans people being played as straight or vice versa.
Facts. I do have one more game for you. Do you think you can handle it?
For you, yes. Jeff.
And it might name drop some corporate companies.
Oh God. Well,
but these are all things they did. So this is all
Okay.
factual information.
how do I answer?
You are going to say celebrate or cancel.
Ooh.
The game is called Celebrate or Cancel.
Ready.
Who knew? Okay, so I have 5 things for you. Okay.
Okay.
Launched rainbow wrapped burgers, but donated nothing to LGBTQ causes.
Wait, we can't name the.
Is this
Like,
already bad?
This burger.
Okay,
chain.
so you don't want me to name any of the
We can't name
companies?
them. No.
I hope we include this part in the
Oh, we're gonna bleep
podcast
it?
because let me tell you,
Okay.
before
great.
before we came here today, I emailed Tony, and Tony was like, "Jeff, I have a job. I can't just do this." And I was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Let's just play a game of like, what corporation should we cancel?"
Oh my goodness. Well, I do a lot of crisis comms, I will say.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of like, hey, this anti-LGBT group is after you. Do you need some internal counsel?
Yeah.
Or you guys really fucked up last year. Can we help you get back on the wayward path?
The right track.
Yes.
So you're just gonna bleep out all the name drops? All right.
He'll have blackmail on me. It's fine.
I won't have this audio file.
It's
but
all facts.
Snapchat will. It is facts. This is Googleable information.
It's true.
So, should the fast food chain be celebrated or canceled for not donating?
You have to start over. I forgot what the situation
Okay,
was.
fair. That's fair. Now that we got this far, put your finger out. Hold space.
Hold space for a minute.
Okay. Launched rainbow wrapped burgers, but donated nothing to LGBTQ causes. It was actually called, I think, the Pride Celebrate or Cancel.
My gosh, it's giving the top or bottom bun
Yeah, I mean,
era.
they did try to be like, let's have a little rainbow moment, but they didn't. They did it for their own profit.
Cancel.
Cancel. I would say cancel. Just
Where's the
donate fucking
impact?
something,
You
bitch.
know, what are you doing?
Yeah. I gotta be honest with you. I would say it's by my favorite fast food chain.
Yes. That.
Love.
You have to bleep the product too. Okay.
Okay. Next one.
Next question, please. God.
Launched its A to Z of Awesome project in 2024, a global campaign showcasing LGBTQ stories and experiences through creative builds. Each letter of the alphabet represents a unique letter in the LGBTQ identity. Celebrate or
Celebrate.
cancel. Great.
We love that.
I'm not gonna lie. I never would have pegged to be like yay gays.
Oh, huge partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
News to me.
Across the whole community.
Yeah.
Gets it.
They fucking get it.
Yeah.
Love that. Next one. Bud Light. I like
How many of these are there?
3 more. Bud Light partnered with trans activist Dylan Mulvaney, sparking backlash from anti-LGBTQ groups, even some LGBTQ consumers who questioned whether it was performative. Cancel.
Guys, we
Yeah.
cannot be hiring creators and
Yeah.
then not backing them or protecting them when push comes
You
to shove in
approved
those
this
moments that
message.
matter.
You
That's
approved
the
the
whole
message,
point.
bitches.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, 2 more. Deep breath, Tony. You're almost done. You almost
Okay.
you almost survived uncut.
Oh my God.
Will she make it out of here uncut?
She's fully cut
She's-
after this one.
She fired. Fired.
The Bud Light one we can unbleep because that's
Yeah, I mean
fine.
that was bad.
That's fine.
Okay.
Oh God, I'm fidgeting.
Skittles continues its annual Pride campaign with its Pride Pack featuring designs by LGBTQ artists.
Yeah.
In 2024, they donated a portion of profits from Pride Pack sales to GLAAD, reaching a record-breaking $1 million. That was so cute.
Celebrate.
That was awesome.
And the caveat here is in a time where, again, queer artists
Mhm.
are not getting paid or asked for work. You have a corporate company who's willing to amplify their work in ways that other people won't or will shy away from. So
I
we
gotta
love
say, I don't think
that.
I've ever seen their Pride Pack.
Really?
Yeah,
I will bring you a box.
please do, because I
Okay.
do love Skittles. I actually
Okay.
sometimes will chase my tequila shots with sour Skittles. It's a really good chaser. You take a shot of tequila and
Really?
you chew on a sour Skittle. It's like
It doesn't like blow up like the Mentos.
I'm
thing?
skinny. I feel amazing, and
Girl.
it nips the bite.
Oh my God. Okay.
Highly recommend. So buy Skittles because they're good for the gays, I guess, too.
I smell a Pride episode coming up for you.
Oh, let's do it.
Okay, great. Perfect.
Hire me. I'm available.
Oh my God.
I'm available for all hires. That includes you, Skittles.
Oh my God.
and Bud Light and Lego hamburger.
Oh my God. Cancel. My gosh.
I can handle somebody coming for me though. I would just fucking scream.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
No doubt.
I don't need any media representation. give me some scissors and a knife. I'll be like, bitch, what the fuck did you say?
At a certain point, I can't protect you,
Yeah.
Jeff. Okay.
Okay, last one. Release Pride collection, including LGBTQ items for youth. Later remove them from the shelves because of threats from anti-LGBTQ customers.
Cancel. And we must
Yeah.
do better.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Yep, yep, yep.
So you survived. I guess you're not canceled. So
I have
that's
a
good.
light perspiration here in top left.
Can we get her
there,
oil
but-
wipe?
Oh my God. Glam.
Yeah.
Glam.
Where's Glam? Come on, Snapchat.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for having me and
You
for
did
having
great.
such great questions.
Which were approved prior. So don't act like I was fucking shady this whole time. You looked and you approved.
Yeah, I was
and
just
you did
thinking
great.
the word cancel is a little harsh.
Oh man, I hate the word cancel if I'm being honest.
I
Yeah.
went along with you.
No one
for
should be
the-
canceled.
But cancel is a harsh term and a harsh word. I think that hot take. I don't really fully believe in cancel culture.
I don't either.
For me, it's a lack of accountability.
I agree.
Yeah.
No one should be canceled and just talk it out.
Learn and grow because we're all just
Yeah.
people. We're all just floating in this giant blue rock
And no one
floating
knows
in
shit.
space.
No one knows shit. How do you feel about the aliens that are
I
in the ocean?
knew you were going to ask me about the aliens.
I love aliens.
Okay, on the record, and I have been on the Alien Talk algorithm.
Same.
They're here.
I think
They've
they're
been
here.
here.
They've been here.
Also, the aliens are in the ocean, and the ocean is space.
Okay, so now you're getting a little fucked up, but I can hear you, you know?
Yes.
So do you think there's a tunnel that leads
Celebrate.
from the ocean to space? We're gonna
I don't know. It's like, what? Now I'm not asking me to back up my points here.
Yes.
Well, according to
Okay, let's go.
TikTok, according to a social media platform that
May or may not exist in 3 days.
may already be banned. Yeah, like well, here, let me put it this way. Don't you think it's a little weird, Jeff, that only 5% of the Earth's oceans have been explored?
Yeah, I say this
but
all the time.
all of space is like accounted for.
But like we're taking an organization's word for it though. You know? Like I can't
not
say
gonna
I've
name-
been in
I'm not
space,
gonna name
but they
names.
told me that that's what the planets were, you know? They
Completely.
also told me who Jesus and Mary is, but they don't fucking know them either.
Also, like, poor Neptune.
Yeah. Poor
Never
Pluto.
in the news.
Pluto.
Pluto's not even a planet anymore.
Well, she's still kind of relevant. She tries.
It's like a
She
block of
tries.
ice, like my
Yeah.
love life. Oh,
Part 2
Oh,
coming
no!
soon. Wait, if only we had more time.
thanks, Jeff,
Yeah,
for
if only
having
we had
me.
more
Oh
time.
my God.
Yeah, next time we'll unbox your love life and
I
aliens.
would love that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
The end. No, honestly, thank you for coming. I love you.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it.
You guys tune in next week for another episode of Uncut.